Hi, my name is Björn. I'm the artistic director of the Pinchuk Art Center. And like last week, we're going to watch together or look together at a work of art. I'm going to ask you to describe what you see. Then we're going to look together and we're going to try to understand what the artist has done and why he has done it. And afterwards, I will ask you to make your own version of the idea that the artist tried to represent. The work that I chose for today is a work by a Chinese artist. His name is Zhang Huan, and he made in 2003, 2 years after he moved from China to the USA, a work called Family Portrait. Now, let me show this work as good as possible. Now, as you can see, or I should ask you first, can you please write down, look at the work, try to understand what you see. Take your time, look carefully, and then I will try together with you to discover what all of this is about. I'm sure most of you saw that there are 9 portraits, so it's a serial portrait. The portrait that we see is the portrait of the artist Zhang Huan. This you could not know. And as you see, he has, if we look at the first portrait, he has drawn on his face different Chinese characters. And if we look further to the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, we can see that slowly his face is filled with these Chinese characters. And from the 6th portrait till the 9th portrait, the readability of these characters is disappearing. Instead, we see that his face becomes more black ink than really readable characters, with the last portrait having changed his entire face into a black face through the use of ink. What does it mean? And what did he actually write on his face? So, I cannot read Chinese as you do, but I can tell you some of the things that are written on his face. And he started from a very central sentence that is on his forehead, which translates to a fool moving the mountain. And it is an old Chinese saying that most people know that means that no matter what you really set your mind to, if you really want to do it, you're going to be able to do it. At the same time, these portraits that we can see, they're the result of a performance that lasted a day, all day long. The artist invited 3 calligraphers, and he told them what to write in a very serious manner on his face, even if the characters became invisible. The way that the calligraphers were writing was as if they were writing on a blank canvas, so every letter was made with utmost precision. And the stories that Zhang Huan asked them to write were personal stories, things that impacted him in life but he could not control. And at the same time, it were cultural expectations, traditions that were written down on his own face. What does it mean? What does it mean to write down all of these things on your face until the point where you have no longer a face? It means that as an individual, we can be smothered by things that happen around us, by expectation that society has upon us, while the world around us is changing so much that we risk to lose our own identity. If you know that the artist made this work at the time that he moved from China to the US, that he was undoubtedly battling with the cultural differences between his life in China and the expectations that one has in the USA, you can understand that this work is very relevant today. It's about how the world changes so fast around us and how things are happening that we can't control. And they change our lives. And they risk to change who we are and how we can look at ourselves. So today I want to ask you to think of your own story, something that you might not have controlled, but that has changed your life and that risks to change the way that you can lead your life in future. Why don't you write it on your own portrait? Perhaps you will write it on your own body. Send us a picture, hit us back. See you soon.